Jimmy Savile's horrific crimes were finally exposed following his death, despite a string of allegations during his lifetime. But while there was allegedly not enough evidence to investigate the allegations while he was alive, Savile hinted at the atrocities he has committed on several occasions. Former BBC broadcaster Savile was finally exposed as a pedophile, rapist and serial abuser only after his death. Recently, the true extent of his horrific crimes against teenage girls, young women, younger girls, boys, ill people, disabled people and even the dead have once again been retold with the BBC series, The Reckoning, which sees actor Steve Coogan take on the role as the disgraced sex offender. Since his death, several of his chilling remarks have resurfaced, including his 2006 appearance on Celebrity Big Brother, during which he was paid a reported £150,000 for just 2 days of his time. At the time, he made some disturbing comments. While addressing basketball legend Dennis Rodman, he said, "I want you to know I have a violent temper, but you have nothing to fear from me." After hugging Coronation Street star Rula Lenska, he exclaimed, "I would want to marry all of you ladies for at least 24 hours. Perhaps the most chilling was when he took hold of Chantal Houghton's hand as she anxiously giggled before he said, "I know that many fellas love you, but they don't love you with the sincerity and tenderness I do." He kissed her hand and later kissed it again before adding, "I always tell the truth even when I'm lying." Upon his exit from the house, he said, "Don't forget ladies, I'm available most weekends for home visits." Shortly afterwards, Birkenhead-born Pete Burns, who was competing as a housemate, said, "He'll take his secrets to the grave and beyond, Mr. Savile," while former MP George Galloway commented, "Nobody's secrets survive the grave." A documentary, Faking It, Jimmy Savile, examined his body language and how he once gave away his horrific secret. During an appearance on Have I Got News for You in 1999, he once pronounced, "I'm feared in every girls' school in this country." Professor of linguistics Don Archer says this was his way of hiding the truth. She explained, "As hiding in plain sight, the audience are thinking that this is all part of a showmanship and actually has telling us about things that are true." Lots of girls at that point who would have been his victims were fearful of him. In another interview, broadcaster Andrew Neil tried to dig deeper into Savile's criminal wrongdoings. However, Savile immediately took a banana out of his pocket and started eating it to divert attention. Colleen Nolan has also spoken previously about her interactions with the vile pedophile and said she was invited back to his hotel room when she was just 14. Colleen told Piers Morgan that Savile, who died in 2011 before the vast majority of his crimes came to light, said he would look after her. Elsewhere, Savile previously revealed to Louis Theroux that he had several girlfriends over the course of his life. But in 2001, just 1 year after his bombshell documentary aired, he met with 2 women, in their 40s, who confessed to being girlfriends of Savile's, when one of them was just 15. At the infamous psychiatric hospital Broadmoor, one nurse told an investigation the presenter had boasted he had mucked about with some of the corpses in the mortuary. An investigation found that his interest in dead people was not within accepted boundaries. In the days leading up to his death just before his 85th birthday, Savile was quoted as saying, "So many women, so little time." He added, "I've got a bounce-back ability, but this time I don't seem to be bouncing back." Following his death, his coffin was buried at a 45-degree angle in order for the man accused of several hundred awful sex crimes to have a view of the sea. But when his crimes emerged, His headstone was removed. On request, the gravestone that eventually became part of the landfill read, "It was good while it lasted." Savile died aged 84 in October 2011. Throughout his life, Savile was confronted with several allegations of sexual abuse, with the first known case being launched in 1958, although there was not sufficient evidence. Following his death, allegations dating back to 1963 were made against him, and an official investigation, Operation U-Tree, was launched in 2012. In October of the same year, the Met Police said they were looking into 400 inquiries and that the number of alleged victims was around 450. If you've been the victim of sexual assault, you can access help and resources via www.rapecrisis.org.uk or calling the national telephone helpline on 0808 802 9999.